The new rumor going around is that Harry Perryman has been offered a 4-year contract by the Pies. Let's look into it. Welcome back to another episode of Swoop Luke. Another trade rumor comes on. Get used to seeing my face multiple times a day because now that I've got no job and this is quote unquote my full-time job, I'm just going to keep pumping these out when it suits. I'm not going to oversaturate the sort of market and my channel and stuff like that. They're going to be videos when they need to be videos. But I think Harry Perryman is a good one to talk about. So let's talk about it. Remember that you can join membership on this channel. It would go just a long way. They start from as little as $2.99. They go up to like, I can't remember what the biggest one was, or there's another one that's $5.99. It would just help out a lot because, like I said, this is my full-time job now, which is absolutely crazy to think. Now, Harry Perryman has come out today. Well, it's been a rumor for quite a while that Collingwood was interested in him, but it's just come out today that we've upped our offer for him. It's looking like a 4-year deal. He's an unrestricted free agent. The thing with Harry Perryman, who plays for the Giants, is that reportedly Port have offered him 6 years at $850K a year. How do you say no to that? That is absurd money. And look, Perryman is a good player. He's a serviceable player. A little bit of a depth sort of player. I wouldn't say he's, some elite running halfback slash midfielder. So 6 years at 850K, you probably take that if you're Perryman going to Port Adelaide. Because, Port Adelaide looking at getting rid of Dan Houston. Not getting rid of. Dan Houston possibly wants to leave. So Port needs to sort of replace that. And they're going to throw money at Perryman to come through. The Hawks are interested in him. Giants want him to stay. And the Pies are there as well. The reports are Giants have offered him about 5 years. And Hawthorn are probably about 4 or 5 years. There hasn't really been much talk about that. But the money that Hawks, us, and the Giants are offering, nowhere near that $850,000 mark. I'm probably saying 600 to 650K, possibly. But it's just really interesting because Collingwood keep going after players that just keep re-signing. And the report came through today because the Pies lost out on Keane. We need that defender depth, and Perryman is that guy. His 2023 was better than his 2024 season. As a defender, he averaged 4.2 tackles, 5.4 ground ball gets, 15.4 pressure acts, and that's all elite for a defender. That's absolutely great. This year, though, he's played a little bit more in the midfielder, as a midfielder, running off halfback a little bit. He's told the Giants that he wants to play more midfield, but he's behind their amazingly stacked midfield. So he's not going to get a lot of midfield time, and they're probably going to keep James Peatling, you would think. So Perryman will have to be competing with that, with Peatling as well. And that's what kind of throws me a little bit. Why Collingwood would be offering him 4 or so years at whatever it is, 600, 650,000. Because our midfield is stacked as well. I don't see him cracking into the midfield too much, especially with who we've got there, because I don't really see him as that full-time midfielder that he wants to be. I wouldn't mind him as a defender, as that sort of depth player, as a defender, but you're going to put a lot of money into a depth player. He's not a Mark Keane. He's not really a Murphy. He's 5 centimeters shorter than Murphy. Nathan Murphy is touted as a key defender, whereas Perryman is more of a defender, more of a running halfback, and we know that we're stacked for running halfbacks. I know we probably lose John Noble, but then you've got like TJ, you've got Demeter that we haven't even seen yet. You got a couple of players. Josh Dacos could possibly go to the halfback line as well. So I don't know what would be promising Perryman if he is to come to Collingwood. What I do like about Perryman is that he can fill a lot of list needs. If you need to chuck him, he's kind of like the Will Hoskin-Elliott, if you want to sort of think about that. If we need him as a running halfback, he can do that. If we need him as a defender, he can do that. If you need him in the midfield, maybe as a half forward as well, if you sort of want to roll him through there. I think he's good for that Swiss Army knife type thing, and we know that Will Hoskin-Elliott probably only has a couple of years left, so maybe he can be that Will Hoskin-Elliott replacement. I think, Look, what I don't want to see from Collingwood this trade period is, we've said we're going to hit the trade period hard. We're going to hit at free agency hard. We've got all this money, blah, 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 blah. I don't want to see us bring in players for the sake of just bringing in players. We've done that so many times in the past and it just hasn't worked out. You've got to think that we've only delisted one player right now. So our list spots are pretty tight at the moment. We're going to the draft as well. We want to get into the first round of the draft, so there's going to be some more trades going through with draft picks. So is Perryman just a stopgap for now, or is he the guy that's going to take us to that next level, especially next year? Is he the guy that's going to help us go from ninth place to a top four with what he can do? I'd like to think so, but I just don't really see it. But if I'm Harry Perryman, I'm taking 6 years at 850,000 at Port. When are you going to get that money again? But also, I want to see Collingwood. I'm in two minds. Like, I want to see Collingwood finally get someone and have someone linked to us that wants to come to us. And Perryman, for so long, Perryman all the talk was Port have got him. Don't worry, don't worry, don't worry. And they're still leading contenders, especially at that money and at that contract. But now, when the reports come through that Collingwood have upped their offer a little bit, you start to question it, and maybe we do see Harry Perryman come to the club. Let me know your thoughts down below. Do you want to see Harry Perryman? Who else could we bring to this bloody club via the trade? We know that there's some delisted players that we might be able to take. We talked about Matt Kennedy and we talked about Lewis Young yesterday as well. Let me know your thoughts down below. But until then, like, comment, subscribe, tell your family, tell your friends, tell your pets. And until next time, double shackers. I'll sweep you later.